Hello there everyone, this is Felix from Felix the Dev, where coding is a lifestyle. So today we're going to do something different from my other videos. So today we're going to take a look at a simple but necessary Git workflow. So why is this important? Because as you start getting into software development, developing cool applications, you're going to need to upload your code somewhere so you can showcase it, and also create a project so you can go ahead and work with others, work with other developers, and they can push their code and add their contributions to it. So today we're going to take a look at the simple workflow I use and many developers use, I guess, by using GitHub and the terminal. And we're going to take a look at the essential commands that you're going to need to do to upload your code to GitHub. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do, right, is we're going to create a GitHub account. Well, I'm not going to create it. I already have mine. But the first thing is you have to create your own GitHub account. And don't worry about it. It's very easy to do. It's free. And you can just take a look online how to do it. It's a very straightforward process. So we just go to GitHub, right? And right here in our dashboard, what we're going to do is, do you see this plus sign right here to the top right? So we're going to click on that. And where it says new repository, right, we're going to click on that. So what this going to do is going to create a folder up in the GitHub platform where we're going to put our code. It's going to be our project. And there we're going to have it so everybody can see it. And if somebody wants to work with it, they can do it. Oh, let me extend this a little bit. Yeah, I think you guys can see me better now. Perfect. So what we're gonna do is let's choose a repository name. Let's call it. Well, let me extend this too. I think you guys can see me better now. Perfect. Okay, let's get back to it. So let's just put my first repo. And repo is just a abbreviation of the word repository. So you're gonna hear people in the dev world just throw that word around a lot. Like, hey, give me the link to the repo. Push your code to the repo. So you have some jargon there, so you can sound fancy. So we're gonna go ahead. Let's put a description here, and we're gonna say this is my first project. Okay, now just keep it short. And now we're gonna go where it says public, because I want to have access, give you access so anybody can see it. And so if you don't want people to see it, you click on private. But on this case, I just want to do it myself. You know, I just want to go ahead and put it public so you can go ahead and everybody can see this on the web. So you see this little box here says initialize this repository with a README. So what we're going to do is we're not going to check it because I'm going to show you how to do it on the text editor, and you'll see. So click on create repository. So now officially your repo is created on the GitHub platform. But now what we're going to do is that we're going to set it up on our machine using the terminal, and then we're going to upload it to the GitHub platform with these commands right here. And I'll go step by step and I'll explain to you what they do. So first things first, we're going to go ahead to right here to our our Finder. Let's go to, let's go to the desktop. Let's do it here. And we're gonna call it my first repo, create a folder, and call it my first repo, right? And this is gonna be the folder or the same project in our local machine. So now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna open up a terminal. And by the way, I'm using a Mac, so this is how we're gonna do it. So we're gonna go ahead and open up the terminal, right? And we're gonna go ahead and say we're gonna go ahead and find this repo right here, this folder in our desktop folder. So desktop folder. There you go. So we're gonna do it like this. We're gonna say first we're gonna do cd, which means change directory to desktop. And so what we just did there is that we navigated to the desktop folder right here. So if we do this command called ls, we're going to see what we have on the desktop. So we should see two folders, desktop stuff and my first repo. So yeah, so here, well, we're going to see other things, but ignore these files. These are just system files. Don't worry about that. So let's just pay attention to the one we see right here, which is desktop stuff and my first repo. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to navigate to my first repo so we can start working on it and upload it to GitHub. So check this out. So we're going to go ahead and say cd, which is change directory, my first repo. So now if we do ls, which is just to see whatever's inside like we saw before, we're not going to see anything because there's nothing in that on the folder. As we can see, it's empty, right? So check this out. So there's nothing there. So what we're going to do is first is, let me see if I can, okay, so you guys can see it. Okay, perfect. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do these commands right here. But I'm just going to start from the second one and I'll explain to you how they work. So the first one is git init, which means initialize a repository in the folder I'm in. So it's going to initialize a Git repository on my first repo on your local machine. So then we're going to do then we're going to do git add readme.md. Well, before we can do that, I want to show you guys something so we can spice it up. So this is how I do it always. So I just open, let me just close this. I open Atom, which is my my text editor of preference, but you guys could do this on Sublime Text, Brackets, any other text editor of your choice. So what we're going to do is we're going to open my first repo in Atom, right? And I'm going to go ahead and create right here new file, and we're going to create the Readme file .md. So what is a Readme file? Just to give you a little explanation about that. It's just a file that's going to tell your users what's your project about. So it's going to have the description and all that stuff. And what is .md is Markdown. So don't get scared about that. It's very easy. It's just like plain text, but you can also use some tags to format stuff, you know. But don't worry about that. Let's not get too into it. But let's just I could do another video explaining more about Markdown. But we can just say, this is my first GitHub repository, right? And we save it. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead to the second command here that says git add readme.md. So what that's gonna do is that it's going to add the file we just created or to the staging environment. So I don't want to get too technical with too technical terms, but what this is gonna do is gonna tell Git, okay, I did some changes on a file, which is called README. I'm gonna add it into a group that is going to be committed, right? And I'll go ahead and explain what commit is so you guys can understand. So we can have it set it up so we can push it to the GitHub platform, you know, so we can push it online. Because right now, the folder, the file, is in our local machine, but we don't want it there. You know, we want it there, but we want another copy in the cloud, in the GitHub platform, so other people can work with it and we can showcase it. So that's what git add is gonna do. So we go ahead and say git add readme, right? And it did. Now what we can do is git commit, right? Which is the next command right here. And we're gonna say first commit. So what this is it tells Git, hey, I want to use you. I want to use the Git commands. That's what we're telling the terminal to do, to grab and use Git. And we're going to use the command called commit, which is bundle it up so we can push it up to the cloud, to the GitHub platform. And we have -m and first commit, which is just a message. We're just saying, and you're going to see when we upload it, we're going to see the little message there, but we're just telling everybody, okay, so this is our first commit, which contains the README file. So you'll see. Now we just click on enter, and it says one file change, one insertion. So what we see here is the great thing about Git, which is version control. So that's the whole purpose of Git. You know, Git was made to control how the code was being developed among team members or even one person. So it just controls the different versions, hence version control, the name of your code. So that's awesome because sometimes things go wrong and you need to have a backup. So Git helps us with that. So let's go ahead and we're going to do the next command, which is this one right here. It says git remote add origin and the URL of our repo. So we're going to say git remote add origin HTTPS GitHub. You can copy and paste it, but I want to type it so you guys can see. Let me move this to the left. Five sites. My first repo.git. So what this is gonna do is gonna add, right? It's gonna go ahead. This is the most important part. It's gonna synchronize. I'm gonna go not gonna go to technical detail because I don't want this video to be long. But it's gonna synchronize basically your local machine with the GitHub repo online. That's why this is very important. The URL right here that says https github// my first repo.git, because it's synchronizing the one online with the one in your machine, so you can start working on it and push it and push the code up there. So this is very important. This is a very important command. So we're gonna go ahead and push enter, and now we're gonna say the final one: git push -u origin master. And this is the final command. So this is also very important. this command is going to go ahead and upload what you have in your machine that is ready to be pushed, or that was previously committed, right? We added it to the commit and just push it to the GitHub platform online. So go ahead and click enter, and now it says counting objects 3 done, right? And what it did there is that it created a new branch, and don't worry about that. I'm going to make another video explaining what branches are and go deeper on that, but this is just to show you the workflow and how simple it is to push it up the code. So that's why you're seeing that I'm not going too deep into detail with technical terms, because the purpose of this video is just to show you the simple workflow and just to give you a brief explanation of what the command does, and because the workflow is going to be always the same. So you create another project, you initialize, you add files, you commit them, you synchronize it to the GitHub platform, sorry, and you push it. So it's initialize, add, commit, synchronize, and push. So it's like that. That's always how it's gonna start. There can be some variations if you get too fancy, but the core process, the core workflow is like that. You set it up, you push it. You set it up, you push it. You set it up, you push it. It's a good song there, right? So now if we go online, right? Let's just refresh it right here. You see that now we don't have the starting page. We have what we pushed, what we uploaded from our machine to online. So it says here, this is my first GitHub repository. So let's do another one so you guys can see. So once this is set up, it's going to be very easy for you guys. It's just going to be adding stuff to files and uploading new files. So let's say, this is cool. I can see what I wrote online. Awesome. Just to keep on top of my head. We save it. We're going to do the same thing so you guys can practice. So we're going to do git. So I'm going to show you guys a trick that I always like to use. If you don't want to go file by file, and when you add stuff, you can just use this command. It's called add and a period. So what that's going to do, it's going to add all the files that have been edited to your commit, right? It's going to set it up, all the files. So it's going to select all of them. So I just use that to not go one by one, but you can do one by one like we did with the README, but it's the same thing. So we do git add, right? And now what we're going to do is commit, and we're going to say second commit. So Git is going to tell us, okay, you changed one file and you inserted two lines or two new insertions. And now, this is very important. Oh, we don't have to do, this is something that I have to tell you guys. We don't have to do this git remote add origin command all the time. Just do it one time. And as you keep adding files in your project and you keep developing your application, you don't need to do that. So we're just going to skip it. So we did the commit, and now we're going to do the push. And you see that it's uploading your whatever you did on your machine to the GitHub platform. So if we go online again and we refresh this, we're going to be able to see the text that we saw. It says here, this is cool. I can see what I wrote online. Awesome. So there you go, guys. So yeah, so there you have it. That's the simple core workflow that you're going to use to create a repository and host it on GitHub. So as a recap, you're always going to do a series of commands, which is initialize, git init is going to initialize the repository. You're going to do Git add is to add the files to your commit, and you're going to use commit to bundle up everything, to set it up, to push it into your repo on GitHub, and then you're going to synchronize it with the URL, right? And after you do that, you're going to push it. That's the basic workflow. So there you guys have it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to post it on the comments below of this video, and I'll try my best to get back to you. So, and as I said, this is just to give you guys the simple workflow that we use, developers, to set up a project on GitHub and push it or upload it. So I hope you like this video, guys. So if you like it, just hit that thumbs up button so I can keep so I can keep making videos like this one, more technical terms, and show you guys tools to help you in your coding journey. So just hit that thumbs up button and click that subscribe button so you don't miss a video, because I'm posting videos every week, videos that are going to help you guys succeed as developers. And click that bell icon so you never miss a video. So see you guys on the next video. This is Felix from Felix the Dev, where coding is a lifestyle. See you on the next one.